Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Richard Wang, founder of Edgeware Technology. Today we're going to talk about the topic the difference between this kind of all-in-one enclosure IP65 and the normal cabinet IP55. You know, we have series of products. We have this kind of all-in-one IP65 enclosure. We also have modular cabinet like this one. We can design what kind of things, whatever modular cabinet or this kind of enclosure as you requested. But we think this kind of all-in-one enclosure is much more better because we have a lot of experience in different regions for the real deployment. Really, in many scenarios, we should think about many things together, CapEx and OpEx. Most of the customers, they concern more about CapEx. This is how much it is, this cabinet, and what's the price of it. But in the end, what matters is the OpEx, because you deploy this kind of node in order, you have to operate it for a very long time. So think about it. If it's get broken easily and it's very difficult to operate, you have to send people on site. This kind of things will increase a lot of OpEx. So we really remind our customer, you have to consider both parts, CapEx and OpEx. So what's the difference of cabinet and this kind of all-in-one enclosure? Cabinet bring a lot of problems in our real deployment. Although cabinet works, but there's many weaknesses compared with this kind of design. First is the dimension. You see that because the cabinet itself is a patchwork from different providers, devices, you put in as one cabinet. So the cabinet size is not small. So sometimes if you want to install the cabinet, you have to put a crane or send many people to put it on the pole. This costs a lot of money. We made a very big mistake in Latin America, in Enclosure, in Colombia. We actually deploy a cabinet very big, 2.2 meters. At that time, we don't know the real site, what's the situation. And in the end, the site is on the top of the roof in the 7th floors. So we have to use a very big crane to put it on the floor. You can imagine the cost. So that's the first thing. So if we put this kind of all-in-one enclosure, the system will be extremely small. So if you manage it well, you can only send one engineer to install on the pool, which you can imagine the cost. Second is the installation of this kind of all-in-one enclosure, because we already designed the whole system for you. We discussed with you for the requirement and we designed it for you, so we can make it plug and play. So in the end, you just put power on and it will work. But for a cabinet, you normally have to set up the cabinet on the site. You have to connect the cable. You have to connect the battery. You have to put the monitor in there, put the switch network there, right? These kind of things will make a lot of troubles for you, and you will spend a lot of time on the site. Your engineer on the site, if it's a rural area, how much will be the cost, right? But if you make the system plug and play, you can send a very rookie engineer on the site, and you have to spend a lot of money to hire one senior engineer, which can save a lot of your cost. Another thing is the heat dissipation is the problem. It's the difference. You see that normally the cabinet we deploy in outdoor, we use fan system for heat dissipation, right? Because this kind of site, for example, if you deploy a monitoring, video surveillance network, you deploy a LoRa network, this kind of scenario, you don't have a big power consumption. So it's not possible that you deploy with the air conditioner, right? So you would deploy with the fan system. So if it is a fan system, you will face problem is this cabinet is for sure is IP55. So if it is IP55, it cannot resist the air, the humidity from the air, the salty air from the sea, and you put it in jungle, the high humidity will destroy your products. And if deploy near the desert, desert, sorry, you will face the sandstorm problem. This kind of things will be a big challenge. In the end, it will increase the operation cost. On the other hand, because if you are using fan system, we can see that it's very popular in the market. That like this one, you can see that they are using lead acid battery put in a cabinet. That's really not the correct way to do the job. Although it works, but we have to calculate the mass. Because when you put this kind of lead acid battery inside the cabinet, this kind of battery normally working at 25 degrees centigrade. It's the best temperature range. But imagine that normally if you deploy this kind of site in whatever country, in the summertime, I mean, temperature is easily be higher than 30 degrees centigrade. And the fan system cannot really cool down the system. The fan system can only exchange the air from the outside of the cabinet and inside the cabinet. So it can only make the temperature inside the cabinet a little bit higher than the environment. So if the environment is 30 degrees centigrade, you can imagine that you have 32 degrees centigrade. And then it's really harmful for the lead acid battery. But think about it. If you have a massive deployment and a lot of sites, and your battery lifetime is harmed by this kind of wrong installation. On the other hand, because your lead acid battery has no monitoring of the battery life, so in the end, 2 or 3 years later, you don't really know that what kind of site your battery is okay, or what kind of site your battery is broken. So you have to send an engineer for site survey. With so many sites, what's the operation cost, right? If we put this kind of all-in-one design, we will recommend use a lithium battery. Although the lithium battery is a little bit higher, price is a bit higher than lead acid battery, but in the end, from the capex plus opex, you save money, because lithium battery first can work longer than lead acid battery. Second, this lithium battery, the working temperature range is higher. 40 to 45 degrees centigrade is okay for them. So if we put this lithium battery in this kind of all-in-one enclosure, because the enclosure itself is aluminum materials, so we attach the battery to the enclosure will help the heat dissipated to the air, right? Then the battery always works in the good condition and a good temperature range, will last longer lifetime, right? But in the end, on the other hand, because of this kind of design, we put a battery management system inside the battery, so we can monitor the battery very well. Even you have a massive site, massive quantity of the site, a lot of sites, we know that 2 or 3 years, even 5 years later, what kind of site the battery is broken, we need to swap it. We know clearly, so you don't have to go site survey for every site, right? This is another difference. So the final one is we are facing a lot of challenges. Like on the site, there are a lot of different kind of scenario. You have the change, you have the customize. So people tend to use the cabinet solution. It's because the cabinet solution is more adapt to the change, right? So for example, you have a Cisco router put in, and you have another low-level gateway put in, and a customer has another device put in, and it can easily put in the cabinet, right? But when you are designing this kind of all-in-one enclosure, what in your imagination is a standard product, right? But actually, it's not. We can help you to design the whole system. We can understand the requirement and customize case by case. Because, for example, if you want to put your devices inside this box, we can help you design all the circuit, all the power system, all the network system, and the reserved space for you. When you receive the box, you just put your devices in, and it will work. So still, it can be customized. But the good part is, if we customize with this way, we customize for you and deliver as a standard product. So in the end, it'll make all the job easier. So that's the difference between a cabinet solution and this kind of all-in-one enclosure. we got this kind of experience from our real projects. So we really want to share this kind of experience to you. But that's all for today, okay? Thank you. Hope you like us. If you like us, please make sure you are subscribed to our channel. And thank you. See you next time.